Let's say we have completed designing and modeling every aspect of our project, and now it's time for presenting our work. So, do you know the essential elements of a professional plan? Well, we are going to explore this in depth, covering three different floor plans, and I will show you how you can create each one of them separately. So, if you want to learn this, make sure to watch until the end. This is the project that we're going to work on. And let's start with plan number one, which is obviously dimension plan. Dimension plan is one of the most important plans that we definitely need to have for each level, for each view. So to create one, we should have a few essential things. And one of them is obviously dimensions. Before adding any dimension, I want to show you why you should check the sheet size that you want to add this floor plan to that sheet. Because if you don't check it first, you probably need to change or redo some settings. Because if you change the scale of a scene, of a view, and then add it to your sheet, if it doesn't fit into that sheet, you need to change everything. So to avoid that, we are going to create our sheet first. Just simply create any sheet that you want in the project browser. As you can see, I am going to right click on this sheet and create a new sheet. We have a few templates in here, and I am going to use this one. So this is our sheet, and I don't remember the size of it, so let's check, select it and go to its family, and let's create a dimension from this part to here. It's like 59, so it is probably A2 size, I guess. And now the only thing you need to do is to just simply drag your plan into this sheet. So in project browser, just click on it and simply drag it to this sheet view. I'm going to set it exactly in the center. So I think the size, the scale is good. It's 1 by 100. And I think it's good. If you want to change it to 1 by 50, it is going to be probably a little too big for this sheet. So let's go with 1 by 100, or if you want to change it, go to custom and change this ratio in here. I'm going to just change it to 80 and okay. Now I think this looks much better. So right now we know that this is going to be the final size of this sheet, and we can create anything. We can create any text if we need. We can create any dimension within this scale with this size. And now we can start adding dimensions. So we probably need 4 layers of dimensions. And by layer, I am talking about like different placement of the dimensions. So if I create it, you will understand. You need to know that depending on the discipline of that plan, depending on the type of that plan, the dimensions you're going to add to that view is going to be different. For example, if you are having an axis plan in a structural discipline, the way you are going to add dimensions is going to be different. The layer will be like, first one is going to be the largest part for the length or width, and the second layer is going to be dimension between grids, and the third layer is going to be, for example, for any special detail that you might have on that plan. But the way we are going to use those dimensions in here is different. Since this is an architectural plan, we are going to create, the first layer is going to be the same, but the second layer is going to be like for all of these small parts in here, and the third layer is going to be for even smaller parts. And we also have another layer. I told you that we have like 4 layers of dimensions. If I mentioned it before, we're going to have the last layer in the interior side, between the walls, between the interior walls. We need to show the width of the window. We need to show the width of the doorway, or any small details like this. So let's start creating it. The first layer is going to be exactly from this part. If you like, this is the yard, this is the backyard, but the building is going to be start from here. So you probably need to like start from this part to here, but since it is the largest part, I'm going to like create dimensions like this in here. And the next layer is going to be for a smaller part. So again, I'm going to start from here to this wall to this part, and then I want to create one in here, another one for this part, and another one for here. I'm going to change these parts, don't worry about that. And the next one is going to be for even smaller parts. For example, we have a window in here, we have like this door in here, and another window in this part. So this is for the last layer. In here, going to click on this part, and then for here to this part, and for all of these details. So since this is a unique plan, if you had a rectangle, a simple rectangle or a square plan, you had to add these 3 layers for only 2 sides, top and the right. But since this shape is different and we might need to show all of the dimensions in each corner, I'm going to create the same process for all 3 sides, because if you look at different parts, it is different from each part. And for the interior side, I'm going to start from here. You need to create a few of these. I'm going to show you how you can create it in a few seconds. I just want to explain it fully and then create all of them examples. So for interior, I'm going to start from this part for the kitchen, for example. In here, I want to show the distance between this counter and the wall, and then the size of the counter and to this part. If you want, you can continue inside this part or go up to here. This is just the furniture, we're going to hide it, so I'm not going to create anything for that. But after that, I want to click in here, and then the next step is going to be in this part. And then if you want, you can show this door, or just simply move to the next part, which is going to be here. And then you can show the thickness of this wall if you want. I mean, definitely we need to show it. And then to this part, you can also show the size of this opening, and then to here, and then click outside, so you have it in this part. Now for the size of these dimensions, you need to select one of them, and in the edit type, you need to change the size of the text. In here it is 20. I created it before, and I'm going to just set it on 5 for now. Let's see how it looks. This is good. I want to put it on 6 and apply, and okay. For the interior side, I'm going to make the size of this dimension even smaller. So go to edit type, duplicate if you don't want to change all of them. And for the text size, I will use only 4 and okay. So you see that the size is different, and then I'm going to just move it up to here so I can see all of the dimension. If you can't see anything, just simply move it to one of the sides like this. And now I'm going to just repeat all of these parts for all of 4 sides of the house, and also for the interior parts. As I'm adding these dimensions, I want to just briefly mention one of the very important aspects of our live course, which we're going to start in a few weeks. And I understand that you are more interested on offline course and offline online course. But the reason that I made this class online live is because I wanted you to be active in the class and ask any questions that arise during these sessions, and understand Revit, understand what I'm explaining fully. And the other reason is that I wanted to tailor all of the things that I'm talking about to your needs, so you learn exactly what you need and no unnecessary things. I just thought this way it would be more beneficial for you, because it is kinda a personalized learning journey. So if you're interested on learning Revit architecture this way, there's a link in description where you can check, and also there is a video in this card where you can check it and join the class if you want. I added all of the dimensions, as you can see. And now, before adding the next information, I usually in dimensions plan, I usually want to like hide all of the furnitures because I want to like add these furnitures in another plan. I want to show them in another separate plan. So I'm going to select all of them like this, just unhide some of them. I mean, I'm going to use filter and let's just uncheck this one here, dimensions, door, floors. Okay, and then right click and just hide all of the elements like this, so we have like more clear space for dimensions or for adding any other information. Now for the next part, we are going to add the name of the rooms. So for this, we need to go to architecture tab and we're going to use this room or tag room. So for this plan, I just want to see the name of the rooms. So you can either use this option, room tag, or you can just simply write it with the text. If you go to annotate, you can use this text. But since we are going to create rooms anyway, I'm going to create it in here and then we are going to use it in another plan that I'm going to explain later. To use this tool, I'm going to create rooms first. So if you just click on it, you can create room in any closed area. So if I click in here, you can see that a room is created in here. Before creating rooms for other areas, as you can see, this tag name is very large. So I'm going to go to its family and in here we are going to make it smaller. Go to edit type and for this text size, I'm going to put it on, let's say 3 and okay, and then I'm going to just delete this one and move these parts up because we might need to use this again, and then just simply again load it into the project, override, and yes, this is good. For this plan, for this dimension plan, I don't want to see this area. So if you click on the room tag and go to its edit type, you can just uncheck this show area and then okay. Now you can change the name of this room. I'm going to put it on like, this is a game room, so I'm going to change its name to game room. And exactly like this, we're going to add rooms first for all of these parts. For this part, this is another bedroom, this is the master, this is the bathroom. If you want to like add one in here, you can. And this part is another bathroom, but for here I think we need to use separator. So before creating any other room for this part, we're going to separate this area. For this kitchen, I'm going to create some lines like this. So this part is the space of the kitchen. Then I will create another one to this part. So this area is going to be our living room, and in this part, in the other side, we have like 2 entrance in here, so it is kind of a lobby or like hall or maybe entrance. So it doesn't matter, just I'm going to create a line in here, and this part can be the entrance and this part is going to be the hall. So after creating these, we are going to add rooms. We are going to literally create rooms for all of these parts. One for here, another one for this part. We need one for here. I'm going to put it in this part and another one for here. Now all of these parts are going to have a room tag which we are going to change. This part is going to be living room, this part is going to be the kitchen, this part is going to be bathroom or WC, entrance, hall or lobby, this is game room, this is one of the bedrooms, and this is the master bedroom. So I'm going to write master room, master WC. I think that's all. If you don't want the placement of these tags, you can just simply click on them and then just change their place, simply like this. The next thing that we need to add to this floor plan is the spot elevation. So spot elevation is for showing any height difference in a floor, in a level. So for example, if you have a staircase, you need to add one for a landing on that part. If you have like 2 or 3 stairs, you should definitely use that for those parts. If you have any like height difference in bathroom, in WC, in kitchen, or in these areas, or if you have like any conversation pit in living room, you should definitely add this spot elevation for those areas. To add a spot elevation, you need to go to annotate tab, and you can find it in the dimension panel. It's this one, spot elevation. So it's very simple. Just create something like this. If you want to have like leader or arrows, if you don't want to see anything, if you don't want to see any shoulder, you can just simply uncheck these parts. And then for changing the placement of this one, you can just simply move it to here like this. Let's add a few more to different parts. I know that we don't have any like that much height difference in here, so I'm going to just add one to this part, another one for here, and another one for outside. Maybe we might have difference in this part, so I'm going to add one to here, which is not necessary for adding it for the pool. One for this part and another one for here. Okay, so this was everything you need to add for your dimension floor. We need to have dimensions, we need to have the name of the rooms, and also we need to have spot elevations for some parts. We could add a lot more than this. You probably might need to add access for your floor plan, for architecture floor plan. You might need it. You might have like sections, so the section line should be present in this floor plan, and also a lot of different details according to your needs. But these were like most important things that you have to add to your dimension floors. The next plan type that we are going to create is the furniture plan. So as architects, it's not necessary for us to create furniture plans, but if you have to, you need to know that there are a lot of different things that you can add to these floor plans. So obviously I'm going to like click on this floor plan that I want to create and right click, duplicate this view, but with detailing. So we have a whole different floor plan that we can change and add any detail we want. I'm going to change its name to like furniture, and in here I'm going to first select all of them, and then I need to filter dimensions, and I'm going to delete all of them. Then we are going to go to hidden elements in this part, and then I'm going to select all of them, and since all of them are furnitures, I'm going to just simply unhide them with or without category, with elements. And let's go back to this view. Again, there are a few things that I don't want to see in here. For example, these spot elevations, and also these lines, room separators, and the name of these rooms. It is a little messy with these furnitures, and I'm not trying to make it worse. So select all of these parts, go to filter, check none, and just simply select the things that you want to hide. So it's this room separator, room separation, and then we have like room tags and also spot elevations, this one. Okay, and I'm going to just hide them like this. Now in this plan, in this type of plan, obviously first we need to show the furnitures and the placement of them, and after that we are going to show the materials. We are going to show the textures of the things that we want to have in here. So you can either use this plan like this, you can either like keep it this way and then work on different parts, or you can like switch the visual style to consistent colors so you can see all of the materials, or at least just colors that these parts have, and then like change their materials, change their patterns, change their colors with their materials. If you want to go with the second way, you need to know that if you change a pattern of some elements, from their material, assets, you are going to change the whole pattern of any element that has that material. So if you don't want to do this, you need to like go back to these hidden lines, and then from that part you need to change the override graphic by elements. You need to change the pattern of each element separately. To change a pattern of an element or to add any pattern to element that already has a pattern but you can't see it in here, you need to first select that element. In here I need this floor, so I'm going to select it like that, and I'm going to filter it like this, so I only have this floor selected. After that, we need to go to this override graphics in view, open it, go to override by elements, and in this part you can change the graphic of only this element. This is the topic of our first newsletter for the May for this month, and I think it was super valuable. So if you want to learn more about how these patterns work, how category, type, and elements work, and how you can use them in different places, you definitely need to read it. To change the pattern, you need to first click on this part if it is on surface, and then select between one of these patterns that we have in here. I am going to go with this one, and okay, change the color. So I am going to go with white for the foreground, and for background I'm going to select a solid fill, and for its color let's go with something like this. Okay, and just click on apply and okay. So you can have that pattern on your floor. You can repeat it for every part that you want. For example, for this bedroom, for this part, for this game room, for kitchen, if you want, you can like separate these parts. After that, after you create all of these patterns for different parts, you can create a legends in this part, or just simply create the patterns of those floors or materials in next to your plan, and then create a legend simply. For different parts, for this room, for this master, you can create tiles. For this game room, you can like create carpets if you want. For this part, for the outside, you can create grass. For this part, you can create a stone, and for this part, which is our parking, you can create asphalt or any other thing, any other material that you need, and then add all of them to that legend. After doing this for all of the important parts, you definitely don't need to like change the color of TV, especially from the floor plan, but you need to have like, you need to see the color of those parts. After you created these patterns for elements, for separate elements, you can just simply go back to that consistent color, so you can see kind of material and some colors for different parts if you want to save time. Finally, the last plan that we're going to work on is a plan for rooms and area. So for that, we are going to go back to the dimension plan that we worked on before, and then we are going to create a detailing view from that one, because we delete all of the rooms in the furniture plan. Change the name of this view first. I'm going to right click on it and write rooms. Okay, now I'm going to select all of these parts, and then I am going to select the dimensions and also spot elevations or any other details that I have added before, and then I'm going to simply delete them. For creating rooms, since we already had created rooms on the dimension plan, we don't need to create rooms again. For this, we just need to create room tags. So just simply click on this part and then add tags for all of these parts. I'm going to switch tags to tag with area. If you want, you can also add tag with volume too. I just need to use area in here, so I'm going to just select the name of the rooms with the area. Simply like this, I'm going to place them in all of these parts. And also I want to create these for the outside part, so we see the overall area for those parts too. So I'm going to use this room separator, and I'm going to create lines around these parts for parking, for this backyard, and also for this pool area. So we need to create rooms for these parts again, in here, and also for this part. And then again, we are going to add these names, room tags for those parts too. You see this rectangle in here? It is for room number, which we delete in the room tag family, if you remember. If you just simply select the room tag, go to edit type, in here you can see this show room number. So I'm going to simply uncheck it and okay. Now you can see all of the names, room tags, simply like this. I'm going to change the name of these parts real quick. Now this is a very simple presentation for rooms, but we can make it way more better. So if you go to properties section and scroll down, you will see this color scheme. If you click on this part and change this category to rooms and put it on name, you will have all of the rooms according to your names with different color. We click on OK, we can see all of the rooms with different colors. And if you, for example, have like one name for two space, you will have them in the same color. Now we are going to add a color legend for these parts, or a room legend, let's say. For that, you need to go to Annotate tab, and in this part, you can add a color fill legend. So you just need to click on it and then add it to your floor plan. This is the room legend, and it is based on the name of the rooms. If you want to change it, you can go to this edit scheme in here and just simply change the color and put it on based on the area. Okay, let's see how it is different. So if I hit apply, you can see that all of these parts are going to be changed and the color of these parts are different, and they are sorted according to the area. If you want to have them based on another thing, for example, based on the occupancy, based on the floor finish, which is very helpful, you can like change it for all of these parts and create it exactly what you need. This was the 3 most important plan types that you need to definitely have for all of the levels of your project. Don't forget to check the links in description for joining the live class, for receiving the newsletter, or for downloading the Revit families that I have created in this channel, and I will see you soon.